Chat.
Oh no, the Canadians are coming.
The homeless chums and the mist of a machine combine to make the ultimate team. Chris Betts and John Hastings providing delicious chat that you shall be tasting. We'll be quizzing to watch Mojo and how Chris promotes the show, trying to avoid phone death and occasionally having fantastic guests. You're watching Chris and John have a chat.
Oh no, the Canadians are coming.
The homeless chums and the mist of a machine combine to make the ultimate team. Chris Betts and John Hastings.
What in the world? Oh my God, Chris isn't running the show? That must mean one thing. That John's set up his stream to work. Oh, fuck you, OBS. Chris, quickly. Chris, are you there?
Yeah. Hi.
How you doing, bud?
I'm good. Where are you?
I just I just panicked and I pressed the wrong button and then everything just minimized.
Where's your face? There
I
he
am.
is. There he is. Hey, buddy.
Hey.
What's up?
I'm good, man. How are you? I'm
Cool.
I'm sad I'm missing tomorrow's stream because here's the weird thing, and this happens every week. I don't know if you have this, where you like it gets to the end of the week and I'm like, yeah, I think I don't think I ever need to talk to Chris or Ashley ever again in my life. And then it hits about Sunday morning and I'm like, why isn't there two people that I've just gone through every intimate detail of our days with for about 2 hours the last 2 days? You know what I mean? Like it's the perfect rhythm. Like I'm never sick of, but I'm like, I could use a break. And then as soon as the break's about to be over, it's like, I'm done with this break. It's
yeah. It's a nice thing.
It really is. And you know, we're gearing up. We have something to announce. Are we announcing that today?
Sure. We can do that.
Yeah, I think we can. I think we'll have everything ready. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be launching the much vaulted and oft discussed joined back stream channel, the Untitled Twitch stream channel, September 5th, next Sunday. Next Sunday, ladies and gentlemen, we did it.
Celebration. Yeah, man. It's looking good. We got a bunch of stuff ready.
We have a bunch of stuff ready.
Fun. We got some stuff that's not ready yet, but it will be ready.
Yeah, we have many things that are not ready. We have a quiz. And by the way, that means next Sunday will be an 8-hour mega stream. It will be an 8-hour mega stream. It was going to be a much longer mega stream, but as was I announced on my Discord, because I got excited because I felt weird keeping things from the Hummus Chums and by extension the Mistifers, their sister organizations. I'm doing a dry bar special on September 10th.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. And I once again have to thank Chris and Ashley for being so cool through all of this of trying to build that new channel and sort of us learning how to grow this business. Then one part being like, hey, I'm going to be now majorly distracted at the exact time. That's not helpful. And they were incredibly nice. Alex, we're building towards it. Jesus.
We always do. We always ignore you, Alex. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, Alex Watson is back from 2 weeks at the Fringe, which I also like. The chat was too nice to me. The 2 weeks of just positive enlightenment. Glad to see Alex is back to just troll me like I'm a Jew and she's a proud boy.
Well, not far off. You're a white guy and she's a jerk.
Yeah, right? From Australia, the proud boys of white people. I'm happy to have Alex back. I have to tell you, it felt weird not to get messages after the stream. Was I being too mean? And I was like, no, you're fine. That's how I know the stream's over.
It's a nice cap at the end, you know?
Exactly. It's how you know.
It's like when you play closing time at the end of a shift. You know, this is here. Let
me say this about Semisonic, and I hope everyone's sitting down. Chris and I hadn't planned to talk about that. I'm so happy that things have worked out for that band. It was you that told me that they have gone on to have just written they wrote every Adele song or something ridiculous like that.
The singer's prolific. He's written a bunch of number ones. I think he wrote Hello, that Adele song that went dude's a monster. You know, they never wanted to perform live. They just wanted to be a studio band.
Really?
We'll just make albums and put them out, and then closing time blew the fuck up and they didn't have a choice anymore.
I mean, That song's a banger, and it's a bit of a hack bar move, but I do enjoy occasionally when you hear closing time.
It's just
Not
nice.
call for alcohol and honey. It's also
No
I've never,
whiskey or beer.
dude. Did I own that album as a teenager? And like I mean preteen, like I think I was 13. I absolutely did.
Yeah, of course.
And it's pretty all right.
Yeah,
Is it from The Office?
What's his name?
Michael Scott.
Andy. And when Andy took over as manager, he started a tradition of playing it at the end of the day, and everyone hated it except for Stanley. Stanley loved it because he's like, I've never heard this song in my fucking life, but it means that work is over, so it's my favorte song now. So it's very good.
I have to tell you, I never really watched The American Office until very recently. It's my new like put on for work show.
Yeah.
Phenomenal, right?
So great. So
it's
great.
Really nice.
Really
you
good.
know what? As it turns out, the hype was correct.
Right? They absolutely nailed it. And it's like it's got the pathos just right. It's got such fun, stupid, silly jokes, huge long callbacks. Like, have you watched all of it yet? Or are you
No, I'm only in the season where Ryan works for corporate.
Oh my God, you haven't been able to watch Threat Level Midnight yet? There's so much good stuff coming. You get to see a lot more of Dwight's beet farm, which is excellent.
I really am enjoying Dwight's beet farm. I really enjoy the more you learn about Dwight and Jim's relationship. It's much deeper, but in that it's just Dwight's fucking annoying. Oh, they've really played it well.
The relationship between Dwight and Pam becomes really rewarding.
Oh, it's nice.
It's really good. It's a fucking great show.
Let me ask you this. Do you have like a weird crush on Jenna Fisher and you can't figure out why?
Oh, I know exactly why. She's beautiful and funny.
I don't. Yeah, that's not it for me.
Yeah, I mean, I had it because I watched Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story before I watched The Office, and she's the love interest in that.
Yep, that's why. Because I love her in that. Oh my God, Dewey Cox. You know that John C. Reilly supposedly had to go into therapy because that movie didn't do well, and he's like, I don't know what to do then, because he's like, that movie
so poorly marketed.
That movie, because exactly that movie, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Role Models.
I've watched Forgetting Sarah Marshall 8 times.
It's phenomenal. It's
so
the only.
watchable.
It's the only time I've ever thought, "Oh, good, Russell Brand's in this scene."
Yeah, right.
I'm looking for the other flip flop, not its twin, but like it's not evil. Oh my God, so good.
It's fucking great. I turned it on. I was in a hotel in Vancouver the other night. Sorry, plane. I was in a hotel in Vancouver the other night, and I was just like sort of flipping through the channels, and that's not mine.
I want you to know this.
Never owned that DVD.
I lived in that house for 6 years. We never had a DVD player. We may have. I never saw it. So many DVDs.
So many. But yeah, and I turned it on just as the scene where he's in the bar with Mila Kunis, and she signs him up for the karaoke to sing the vampire song. And I was just like, perfect. This is excellent. Yeah, Alex, do whatever the fuck you want. It's your house now.
Yeah, it's your house.
Yeah,
and by that I of course mean,
away. Why would you even say it out loud?
It's still very much my house.
Yeah.
Would you like to know how you? Would you like to know how
your face is still on the wall?
Would you like to know how you get to live in that house? And this has been recently field tested. You have to tell the landlord, you know me, and you know what? It still is working out that way.
Oh yeah. He loves you.
Here's why he loves me. He's a Mediterranean man who basically looked at me and went, "The rent's cheap. I don't want to hear about broken stuff," and he never did. If someone had to come fix something, I would watch that person and go, "That's how you fix that."
That's funny.
Oh, there it is. Then
that's funny.
That's good. Yeah. That's all you need. That's the other thing. If you want that guy, you need to not be quitting smoking, because if he's not smoking, he's going to come over because his wife doesn't let him smoke, so he'll come over and smoke your cigarettes.
But Sebos is great. Like, he will fix things. He replaced stuff all the time immediately. Like, remember when our couch was fucked and he just got us a new couch within a week?
No, that was after my time.
Oh, it was great. It was great. There was the one that was just had the shit kicked out of it over the years. And it was like, so you can't even sit on this. It's a torture chamber. It's the one that Jack Donaghy designed in 30 Rock that he sold to the CIA.
I just remember when there was a bug infestation in the kitchen, and no one told me that it had been sprayed for chemicals for 4 days. Everyone was just talking about me behind my back about why I was using the kitchen until you said, "You know, we sprayed for chemicals in there." And I was like, "When?" And you were like, "Wait, no one told you?" And I was like, "No, I've just been going in there." And he was like, and then I said, to you, why isn't someone called the landlord? And you said, well, someone was supposed to. And I was like, who? And then you were like, well, this person or this person. And I went, oh, that hasn't happened. And then I called the landlord and he was like, what? You got to do something about that. And I was like, this fucking house.
Jesus Christ.
No, because here's what would happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I will
Chris.
I know.
Watson.
I will defend
Helping.
Chris. Here's what used to happen in that house, which is you would go to be like, I'm going to go do something. And then other people would be like, let me handle it. And then you have to fight them because what they would be doing is they just wouldn't do it. Yeah. They just wouldn't do it. And then
for months.
Yeah. And then one of the times, and this was right as I was leaving, and I lost my mind. One of the people took credit for something that I had done because they were like, it was my idea to do that. And I remember just saying, this is why I'm not going to live here anymore. I just remember saying that out loud, and it's cold. It's cold, but good. It was not Chris. No. Chris is overt. I can deal with Chris fine. If Chris is going to do something, he'll say, I'll do it. And if he's not going to do it, he'll just go, I'm not going to do that. I do the same thing. It's the easiest way to work with someone.
It's so good.
What are we all willing to do? All right, everyone do those things. Oh, you don't want to do that? Don't do it.
I remember when we moved in, one of the people that was living there at the time was like, I've got a bunch of trash in one of these closets in the living room. I'll clear it out so that you guys can have a little bit of space. And we were like, oh, that's super nice. Like, thank you so much. 8 months later, and I just threw everything out, and that person still just never noticed. I was like, can I just throw everything out? They went, oh yeah, I'll do that for you. I was like, in my head, I was like, no, you won't. So I was just like, don't worry about it. I'm on it.
Yeah, it's great. It was so funny. It was
Remarkable.
such a fun. There's a crazy, weird house to live in. It was also one of those places I always get very angry at when people were like, yeah, it's a bit of a shithole. It's also the closest to London for that money that like you can get. Like I couldn't believe when people would be like, but and it's also like, I remember a friend of mine like sat me down and was like, you have to move out of that place. It's ridiculous you live that way. That's not for you. And it was partly he wanted me to move in with him. It was Jimmy McGee. It was like, you should move in with me. By the way, Jimmy McGee. Sometimes Switches. Welcome back. Sometimes Switches, by the way. Will you be joining us for our mega stream next Sunday? September 5th, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Chris and John, both tired. Ashley Manning, not tired. Sarah Kay is here. Very nice to have you back, Sarah Kay.
Sarah?
Also, we'll be tired old men. Just sidebar as new people pop into the chat. I also want to let you know, quiz confirmed. We will be doing one of the classic Untitled Twitch stream big time mega stream quizzes.
Fucking love it.
Will Mitchell is already I just doxed him so hard. 1 million is absolutely guaranteed to be a part of the whole thing and will be our quiz master. Quiz participants yet to be determined.
But incoming and excellent as always.
1653 a always BB de-doxing. And yeah, but that house, I never understand when people like looked at that house and then people saw the same guy that saw my apartment in LA and he's like, how can you afford this? What the hell is that? Yeah. We got a scroll now? When did we get a scroll now?
It's always been in there. It's under banners. I just thought I'd add it just so that every now and then some people will show up a little late, join in.
I like that. Can you put the 8 a.m. Pacific time start?
Yeah, of course.
Yep, I like that.
Yeah, we won't run it the whole time, but
I like putting it up every once in a while.
Yeah, every now and then.
It's fun. There we go. I'm like oh, interesting. My question is this though: what was the weirdest thing you saw someone doing when living in that house? What was the weirdest thing? Or who do you think the weirdest?
My favorite was, and I think about the fact that they did this honestly like every 2 days. And it was
keep names out. Keep names out.
Yeah,
but I want to see if I can guess who it is in the private chat.
You'll immediately guess. But it was there was something had shit on the little walk up to the door. It could have been a fox, it could have been a dog, it could have been a person. I'm not sure. I didn't see it. I was away. So I got a message.
I'm pre-guessing, by the way, in the chat.
Okay, hold on. Save that. Here we go. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Of course. And so I got a message from Sadaf just being like, something has shit in front of the door. I don't have it in me to clean it right now. I'm going to get it later. And then she saw one of our housemates, and the housemate is like, oh, I saw that that's there. I'm going to, oh, no, Sadaf was heading out. She was leaving, so she didn't have time to clean it up. So she was like, I'll clean it when I get home. So she sort of messaged the house on the WhatsApp group and was like, heads up, this is there. I'm going to clean it when I get back. Don't worry about it. And one of our housemates was like, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. It'll be totally fine. And then the way that person took care of it was they took a big fat, you know, those huge brick yellow sponges, the gigantic ones. They're like that thick.
Yes, I know what they are, but I don't know how those come into the story.
And then that person put it on top of the turd and then walked away. That was the whole thing that they did. Just gave it a hat.
What?
Just gave it a hat. Didn't clean anything, didn't wipe it at all. Just lightly pressed it on top of the turd and then walked away. And so I just got a picture from Sadaf to like a couple hours later that was just a picture of a turd with a big yellow sponge hat on. And I just was crying. I showed it to my dad. We were driving around. I was like, what kind of adult? What kind of adult?
That's insane. That's insane. I mean, that house really bred, like it went through a nice period. The people that lived, like there was a transitional phase in the early days that was insane because everyone had crippling depression in that house, but me. I was just like in a new city and all that sort of stuff. A bunch of people moved out early on. One of the people, as they were moving out, I remember saying to them, oh God, my headphones. I said to them, I'll help you move out. I'll help you move out. I'm just going to be in the living room playing video games with another roommate. That's probably what they thought.
No, definitely not. Because we asked them about it later. And that was in no way.
What did they say?
They denied having claimed that they would ever clean it. And said that they were just putting it there to alert everyone. But what had happened was, here's my guess. They put the sponge down, almost threw up, and went, fuck this, and just left everything. Because that was their MO and everything else in the house.
Yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God, there were so many things with that.
Yeah,
there were certain things I just would slowly go on strike. For example, there was the month I just refused to take the garbage out.
Yeah, I went through a few of those.
I figured out there was a full year where I was the only one taking the garbage out. There was also the house meeting I refused to come to because they're like, we need to talk about cleaning, and I said I do all the cleaning, so no, I'm not coming. And everyone didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I remember one of the guys that always smoked inside got so confused. He was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, I'm just not coming. I do all the cleaning. He's like, no, I do. And I was like, when? Name a time you did. And I saw a human being. Yeah, that's sort of how it works. As
the person in one of the biggest rooms who did a lot of the cleaning, no.
I saw a guy remember. I saw him remember cleaning and then him realize that was a different house. I could see it in the head. I could see it in their head so much. It was one of my favorite memories of humanity.
Yeah.
Because it's like, all right, you now have to you know your line. You now have to make the decision if you're just gonna go, yeah, you're right. I fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, none of this pales in comparison to when I was living in Montreal in a glorious shithole with three other people. And my friend Jill and I got into massive fights all of the time because people kept trashing the house. And the other two roommates were literally sicking us on each other. Like they would be like, oh, John did that. And they were just not doing it.
Yeah.
Until I discovered that they were doing this. Oh, I lost my mind because she woke me up once after I had worked 2 weeks, double shifts the last week in a restaurant. Like I was so fucked up and she woke me up to demand why I didn't clean a pan. And I said, I literally from bed, I said, if you're going to make me get up and clean a pan that's not my pan, I'm going to moon you and open my asshole. And you're going to have to look at that. That's the deal. And she went, you will not do that. And I went, yes, I will. I got up, washed the pan, mooned her, opened my asshole. She screamed in rage and said, how could you do that? And I said, that was the deal. Yeah. No, that's your deal. Then her boyfriend walked out of his bedroom and went, oh, I messed that pan up last night drunk. And then I told them both to fuck off. Yeah. And they couldn't be in the kitchen because my bedroom was off the kitchen. I'm like, you can't cook. And then she was like, you can't do that. And I went, I will unplug the stove. Do not do this. And he was like, no, you assumed it was him. It was me, and like had to take her away.
Yeah,
We then figured out they were doing a bunch of that other stuff. And this culminated in when I was working nights. I was working nights at a radio station, and I came home, and all of my roommates had been up all night doing cocaine and ecstasy. And both rooms were having aggressively loud sex.
Great.
And I couldn't sleep because they were being so loud. And I took a giant wok frying pan, and I, with all of my dyspraxia strength, threw it down the hallway. And it made it went with such a force of rage that it made like a woof in the air, and then hit the doorknob of a closet and bounced onto a wall. And it literally went like this. And I heard like one door open, another door open. Why is there a frying pan in the middle of the hallway? And then they're like, I don't know. And then I opened my bedroom door and I went, everyone shut the fuck up. And then I slammed the door. And that evening, one of them was like, yep, I understand what's going on. Sorry about that. The other one was like, I didn't like that you did that. And then I said, I didn't like that on Christmas. I had to pay the phone bill using my credit card because you spent all of the money on the power bill on cocaine and vodka. Oh. And she said, and this, I'll always give this to her. She said, oh, you knew about that? Yep. Sorry about that. And I was like,
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Good. Yeah. I moved out of the house and they eventually got kicked out because two roommates just decided stop paying rent. They just stopped paying rent for a year.
Wow.
Yeah. They later claimed that they were paying it in cash and the landlord ripped them off. And I have always believed, no, you guys were partying so hard that what would happen is you had the money in cash and you thought then that was paying for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was it.
Yeah. No. Excuse me. Yeah. Living in that house, being surrounded by the most depressed people I've ever met in my life was a series of years, and they kept replacing themselves with other depressed people. It was fascinating. Part of me wonders if people were fine until they get into the house, and then that's what depresses them.
No,
but it was kind of remarkable. But I would go through phases of like quietly cleaning everything in the kitchen, all the surfaces, putting things away, reorganizing all the cupboards so everything makes sense, making sure everything's good, and then leaving for 5 minutes and coming back. It was like a cartoon. You know when like Homer would, like, a swinging door would go and he'd walk in and it was clean and then it would swing open and it would just be destroyed.
Yeah.
Like in an amount of time that didn't even make any sense that would happen. It was, and then I remember one of them was like, she cleaned the, not the one you're thinking of, different one. I cleaned the kitchen, made a big deal about it. And was I know
exactly who it was. I know exactly who that was.
Finally did this. No one ever does this. And Sadaf was like, Chris does that every like 3 weeks.
It was this.
It's just nobody notices. Nobody notices. It was. I don't tell anyone. I just fucking do.
It was that one, right? It was that one. Was that who? Or this is a different time.
No.
Or then it's this one.
But I remember that one catching me cleaning stuff and fixing things around the house.
Yeah.
And she was like, do you do this regularly? I was like, yeah, pretty regularly. And she's like, oh. I was like, yeah, don't worry about it.
That's fantastic. That is
fantastic. I lived in Balham, had a stabbing between two blokes who were pretty good friends. Wait, where'd the rest of it go? I didn't finish it. While I was at a nice restaurant for a company. Jesus Christ.
I mean, what other share house? I don't know. I had some. The one I had in Toronto, like right before I was moving to London, was so fucking intense. One of the roommates, a comedian named Jai Harris, I had to bail out of jail because he tripped his girlfriend because he's a little fucking bitch. Ooh. Thank you so much for the follow, Radiant Toozer. Thank you for the follow. You, my friend, are an hummus achamam.
Is it Radiant User though?
Radiant User or Radiant Toozer?
I feel like it's Radiant User.
I don't know. Radiant User or Radiant User? Which one do you think it is?
I'm gonna go with Radiant User, just
No.
only because those are real words.
Yeah,
that's
Radiant
my only.
User.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, no, it's Radiant. I mean, it was only it was really a countdown in my head for when Alex would trigger a countdown. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
I feel like she missed the timing on that one, but it was coming.
What it was it was a good. It was coming soon, and it was appropriate. I ever had. It's all I have. Oh. Yeah. Yes. Countdown is back properly. Wait a minute. Who is a comedic genius? Who's this? Sometimes Twitches. Who's this? Do we know them? Do we know them? Are they a comedian now?
Oh,
spill the tea. How do we give sometimes Twitches access to the private chat for just to give us this information?
Is this someone we know? Sometimes Twitches. Is this a comedian? Is this an actual comedian or just one of those losers who thinks they're funny but is just mean?
Also, sidebar, nothing better, by the way. Clothes out of the dryer. That job is so satisfied. Ooh,
so warm when you gather it into your chest and you get the smell. I love it.
Millions of comedians this way. Also, always a treat. Alfie Brown, I assume he called them fuck pigs. And was very egotistical.
It's been a while since he's done that. He once he started having kids, he got his shit together.
Yeah. Well, it's also his agents had a fucking meeting with him to be like, fucking chill the fuck out.
Important.
What was that? Who doxed who? Oh, that Alfie has kids? Alfie talks about his kids all the time.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're doxing. You're the one that named him.
Yeah, I've never lived in a share house, but no, agents meeting.
That's not doxing.
Yeah. Agents meet with comedians all the time to tell them stuff all the time. Here's a big one, by the way. Here's how you know you've signed.
A lot of it is stop doing what you're doing.
A lot of it is also, can you get new headshots? That's my favorite one. You have seen them, Richard Wright. You have. That's a gamble you have to be willing to take in order to give me any private chat access. Sometimes Twitches, I don't like this ransom. I like the ransomous tone. Yeah,
we'll
where
just
are
go
you?
Without knowing.
Yeah, I'll just assume that it was Tom Tuck. But yes, no, when I was living with Jai Harris and then two randoms from Craigslist, and they were just fucking all idiots and didn't know how to do things. Like they just wouldn't sign the new lease. They wouldn't fill the room, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's very annoying when you live with people and they. I feel like part of the deal is when you're renting a house, and this is full disclosure. When Sadaf and I left, we left a huge fucking mess, and we apologized. And we offered to send people to clean it and give gifts and pay for everything because we feel fucking terrible about it. Alex kept sending me off, but I'm sure she'll accept it now. But part of the deal of when you're renting a place is that you're saving money. But what you pay instead of money is courtesy. You acknowledge that this is not your space, this is our space.
Yes.
And that costs in itself, but you don't have the money, so you just have to do that part. It's the people that don't understand that part that make me want to put their head through a wall.
But it's also what I like the hypocrisy of it. Also, Radiant Tuzer, thank you so much for supporting the Wrestler Review. Please listen, rate, and subscribe to the Wrestler Review. And thank you for being here, my friend. I always like it when Wrestler Review people, and also, by the way, just a quick record, by the way, just to bring him up to wrestling speed, AEW continues to be very good on YouTube clips, but don't watch a full show. Don't watch a full show. It's very boring. It's very boring, and also very much impenetrable when you don't realize all of the plots and the subtle nuances to everything, but that's fine. But what I will say about share houses that I've always found fascinating, the one in London in particular, is that the people that don't understand that their life would be easier if everyone just sort of cooperated. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, if everyone actually listened and helped out, then it would be way helpful, but they never do.
No, they never do. They so rarely do.
Yeah. Oh my God. But that house was amazing. Like the house in Toronto was hilarious because they just kept like breaking each other's shit and fighting, and I just didn't care, and I just wanted to get out of there to the point that I just left a month early. I just said, fuck you, and left a month early. Yeah. One of their friends took my room, and then the landlord, as I was leaving, showed up and was like, why are there new people's name on the lease? And I was like, I'm leaving the leases up. They signed onto the lease. And it was
Wow.
Kensington Market as it was gentrifying. And she was like, they can't do that. And I was like, yeah, they can. And she's like, and you owe me for this month's rent. And I was like, first and last, I don't owe you shit.
Yeah.
And she was just like, yes, you do. And I was like, no, I don't. And her lawyer then got to the card. She's like, I'm her legal representative. And I was like, and this was when like, it was 2012. So like banking apps were still new.
Mhm.
So they didn't know I could just on my phone. I remember just on my phone bringing up like the checks. And I was like, there's the checks. There's first and last. And I just showed it to her. And she was like, oh, yeah, you cashed the check. And the lawyer was like, yeah, there's nothing you can do. She's like, you have to do something. And I was like, there's nothing you can do. I'm moving to England. Deal with them.
Bye.
Bye.
That's enough about terrible places to live. I had the best day I've had in so long yesterday. And it's exactly how I want to live my life forever.
Beardy Noise, I hope you're here.
Hey, Beardy.
To talk about Chris Betts fishing and smoking cigarettes. Don't think I didn't see that. I guess that sachet of tobacco has made its way.
I didn't even. My friends put that in my mouth for the picture because I was reeling in a salmon, and they're like, he needs a cigarette right now, and so they put it in and they lit it while I was reeling it in.
Did you eat that salmon?
No, I wanted to, but I had a show that night and I wouldn't be able to get it to a freezer, and they were having a big cookout, so I just donated it to the cookout.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm gutted. Apparently, it was fucking delicious.
Of course, it was. Pacific salmon.
Such a good day, man. Up at 6:30, down on the boat.
Name of the boat. What was the name of the boat?
Friends. Honestly, don't remember. Didn't even check. Didn't even check.
Boat.
Had such a fucking good time. And fishing's such a weird way to spend the day. It was so beautiful. The water was so calm. It was 5 of my oldest friends. We were all just sort of catching up and talking shit for 8 hours. And
who's aged the worst?
Probably me.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, everybody looks great. Well, they're all West Coast people, so they're all pretty healthy, you know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they are very much healthy. Also, Alex has triggered the countdown music in my headphones, and I'm really enjoing it.
But it was.
Sorry, you keep going, and then I have a light stream question I want to ask on stream. But you keep going.
There was like, it was such a weird, because like it wasn't our boat. We paid like a professional fish company to take us out fishing, because they know the spots, they know all that. And it was just easier. They took care of the boat, and they had like professional rods and all that shit. So we went out, and it was so weird because it was like we were each allowed legally to catch one fish, one salmon. And you'd catch it. We'd like spend an hour and a half just sitting there drinking beers in the sun, beautiful. And then a fish would bite, and it was like panic, reel it in, bring it in, take a picture. And then the guy that ran the boat, in this moment that was so jarring compared to the rest of the day, had this little club, and he just just smashed the fish in the head, because that's how you kill it. But I didn't know that, because I haven't been fishing since I was 10. And so he just come in, smack, smack. And I was like, I guess we're hanging out again now. It's a really weird spike, but fucking beautiful day. Really loved it.
Listen, listen, here's I have huge ethical problems when it comes to innuendo. I have big problems with, and then I know that I should stop eating meat, full stop. Veganism, as much as it is very irritating, because vegans are irritating, ethically speaking, they are correct.
Oh yeah.
But is eggs and fish are the two things that I have the biggest problem. I could give up red meat and chicken, turkey, all of that, but I love fish so like salmon. Fucking rules.
So good. It's so delicious. It's so good for you. It's delicious.
So good for you, and also fresh day of like that day caught.
Yeah.
Like the just sea air on the oh my god. A guy came in my store looking for one of those salmon. I had, oh my god.
What I love it. So he had the little club, so it's like it's literally a tiny bit longer than this microphone,
and just a little
little baseball bat. Back. But then he also had like this long. It looked like a weapon from the sea or from the Purge, where it was like this long club with a metal strand around it and a metal hook.
Was it a penis
coming down onto it? Yeah, that's what penises look like, Alex.
Yeah.
And all penises have metal hooks on them. And
wait. Based on your tone, are you telling me your penis doesn't have a metal hook?
Oh no, mine absolutely has.
Oh, they all have. I just don't know how you latch. You can't latch on.
Yeah, no, that's how you breed. But that was like the most violent thing on the boat. He just used to delicately pull the line in. So he had this adorable little bat that was like whack, and then he had this full murder weapon. Just ooh,
The line's getting caught in the wind.
silly Billy. But yeah, it's fucking great. Loved it. And then went and did a half-hour set.
Go on, where?
At Herman's Jazz Club for Brian O'Gorman. He runs the show there.
That's very exciting.
Yeah, I felt awesome. It was my third show back, and I managed to fill a whole half hour. Got a bunch of fans in Victoria now because I kicked it in the dick.
And Victoria's one of those places where it's just like, oh, it's very exciting. You're on the show. 2 people are already making your fan club.
It was fucking great. Had so much. It was exactly how I want to hang out with my friends in the day in the sun, and then I want to go and tell a bunch of jokes. Yeah, that's what I want my life to be.
Yeah,
it was so nice.
That sounds great.
It was so nice.
How I felt really bad because like last week we had a bunch of sort of admin sort of future discussions, and on top of that, I found that Chris had spoken to another Canadian comedian. The Canadian comedian was a bit, shall we say, dire on the state of Canadian show business, where I was just like, oh, it was one of those ones where it's like everything you were saying about what we were talking about, like, was totally makes sense, and that conversation had to happen. But I was like, it's one of those ones where it's like that piece of the puzzle where I was like, I now know why it was like, I need to get this all off my chest. This is one of those things of like, it's the starting over and the like getting told by certain people like how shit it can be, and that moment of, oh, I got to manage something. Am I projecting, or does this ring true somewhat in what I'm saying?
I mean, it didn't help.
Yeah, that's what I more mean. Like, it's just you're like, for fuck's sake, and also just not true. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like some people think it's, we're not going to tell you. The thing with it is that Canada is very difficult because Canada is a giant geographic mass with 30 million people in it.
Yeah, and 12 cities.
12 cities, and they're crippled because of COVID right now and just ignoring it.
Yeah, no, 100%. And that's the thing. That was the main thing, was I was asking that person about like, what's Quebec like? What's Ontario like? And they were like, it's fucked. Don't bother. It's all over. And I was like, all right, well, Victoria and Vancouver seem pretty chill.
Yeah,
Excuse
it's
me.
also
So
just people
I'll stick around here for a little while.
It's just because people are fucking panicking. Is what it is. It's also Canada is having this goddamn election that Justin Trudeau is going to lose.
So funny. Absolutely hilarious.
Canada is about to elect in a minority government someone that hates minorities. Ladies and gentlemen, did you know that they, the Conservative Party of Canada, like last week changed? I hope everyone sat down for something really fucked up. Steve Mooney. So fun. Me, Steve Mooney, and then Baldy doing a little chat about Justin Trudeau on Twitter.
What a terrible idea.
What a
great, fun, terrible idea.
I would do, like, I mean, I got news for you. Some people would be killed. There would be, Western Canada would not know fear. And if I became Prime Minister, job one, attention Alberta, we're putting in a law. Either you guys get a provincial sales tax, or I get to rename you Bitch Island. Which one would you like it to be?
You know what I found out about Alberta, though, that makes me like them for one reason and one reason only?
Go ahead.
Is apparently I can go over there, get my driver's license in one go. It's not the 3-stage thing or the 2-stage thing that every other province goes. You just show up, bang, full license, get out of there.
That sounds like a great idea.
So I do love that. I
like that a lot. Do you have to be a resident?
In theory, but we can,
Yeah. If you got friends. Oh wait, doesn't you? Yep, there it is. I know the scam. I know your angle.
There's no scam here. I'm just saying hypothetically, these things can be arranged.
Exactly. Look at this, from Bitch Island. Brett the Hitman Hart. Now, I want you all I have to ask you this, Chris. I don't know. Do you know what the 14 words are?
No.
Oh well,
get ready. Some sort of The Ring situation.
No, the 14 words are the tenets of which white supremacy. Yeah, I knew Beardy Noise would know what they're. Of what
are those them on your screen there?
Those are. Yeah. It's. Thank you very much, Tizzy. Yeah, it's a Nazi thing. The 14 words are essentially an oath white supremacist take because whatever. I hope not.
Because they're such individuals. Because they're such fervent individuals.
I want you all to strap in for where this is going. The Canadian Conservative Party, are you ready? Changed their slogan to one of the lines.
Fuck you.
Yeah. They took out. So one of the lines in the 14 words is to protect the future for white children, I believe, and they changed it to protect the future for our families, and it's for our white children or white like it's literally they changed one word. And even if they did that by accident, Google your slogan, because if you should have, I make it a rule that all of my slogans, none of them share words with the 14 words.
What are the 14 words? Looking it up right now. Oh, this is the 1488 thing. Yeah, okay, I've heard of this.
Yeah. It's the 1488. Yeah,
I've heard of this.
See, we must secure the existence of our race and a future for white children. That's what it is, and they changed it to a future for our families. And
then, do you know what the second slogan is? Because the beauty of the white Aryan woman must not perish from the earth. Also, they're doing it. They're doing it for the women and the children. Won't somebody please think of the children?
I just realized where we are, and I just realized we're about to just have clippings of us just saying, and here are the 14 words. Damn it. But
I'm wearing a red hat.
This stream, I am so looking forward to how, like, I literally, if I ever get like big time fame success, and I have to sit in that room and there's like, is there anything that you could be canceled for? I will have to be like, yes, but now I know they all say this, but it's true. In context, I'm fine. Yeah. Unfortunately, no context is provided. Yeah, the rest of the review is brutal. Oh, the t-shirt slogans are brutal. We've had to really calm it down. Yeah. Women and children first. Line up in order of shade. But yes, no, the Canadian Conservative Party, at the very least, is dog whistling for white supremacists, and Justin Trudeau is tied with them currently.
Did you see though that they're also policy-wise, they're putting a bunch of shockingly left-wing policies in. They're just grasping at straws. They're just like, whatever people seem to want to hear, we'll put that out. We're going to give a bunch of money to people that are unemployed. Also,
yes, Canadian Conservative Party.
Goodbye, black people. We're gonna do it all. They're fucking maniacs. It's especially worrying when a party doesn't have any coherence to their ideas, because then you know that they stand for nothing publicly.
Oh yeah, they
That's
absolutely
terrifying.
They stand for nothing, because essentially Stephen Harper was just a shill for oil companies. They got all of their oil money. They made their billions selling it to China. Canada's long-term economic future is screwed. And people always ask, oh, well, John, why don't you live in Canada? Because Canada, much like Britain, believe the nonsense of American culture. Like the culture war doesn't exist here anymore. Like the canceling, all of that sort of stuff, people are climbing out of it. And of course, Britain is doubled down on Boris Johnson, and Canada is about to elect a conservative government that more than once has had to fire people because it was like, this person is showing very extremist views, and they're like, prove it. And they're like, well, here's a bunch of tweets where he's saying things like, I'll tell you what I like to do on Saturday, and that's cut the head off of a Jewish man. And they're like, all right, yeah, no, we've had to fire him actually because he wants to go on maternity leave.
Yeah, dudes are monsters. These guys fucking suck. And they're going to win again because Canada is fundamentally a conservative country.
Yeah, well, because never forget, Canada is just an oil company that ended up with good health care.
Well, it's also the world's biggest small town.
I know, it drives me insane. Yeah, it's one of those things where I was talking about this with enemy of the program Graham K before the stream started, when he went to go off to do his podcast, and just I'm like,
violence.
Do you find it very frustrating being in Canada because it's just very nerdy at times? And he's like, yeah, it's really fucking annoying. And also, every Canadian has an opinion on what you should be doing with your life in a way that's so like, you're just like, what do you fucking know? Like, what do you actually, like, shut the fuck up.
I met the other type of Canadian last night where I was waiting for my taxi outside the show, and he was like,
a taxi. I didn't realize Chris was now literally a billionaire.
It was I missed the last bus because I closed the show.
And
so I had to spend $70 on a taxi to get home.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. So if you want to contribute to my coffee, feel free. Today's a good day for it.
Oh,
It was that every single hotel room in Victoria was gone except for one that was $550. It was the busiest I've ever seen a city that looked empty. It was fucking remarkable.
What's going on in Victoria?
I think it's just the last weekend of the summer.
It is the last weekend. Is it the last weekend of the summer? I gotta tell you, I feel like I'm loving your thank you, Rob Trick. I hope I am. It's just it's a giant nerdy small town. I think I played this summer pretty well. You know what I'm saying? Yosemite at the beginning, lots of beach time, New York to close, and then launching the mega stream on Sunday. Very excited about that.
Yeah, that's gonna be great.
And no Fringe though. I didn't go to the Fringe, although I don't count this Fringe. This is a half Fringe.
Doesn't count. It was a house party.
Yeah. I wasn't hosting late and live, so it doesn't count.
I like that.
Yeah. Even though I don't. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna. No, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it off stream.
Oh, now my curiosity's peaked. Can you put in the private chat what it's about, just so I won't be thinking about it the whole time?
It's nothing terrible.
No, I know. I'm just a weirdo. Oh my God, Chris is just typing out the 14 words over and over again.
But it's just the words, the 14 words.
Yeah. He's just writing 88, 14 words, 88. How nerdy.
Clip that.
Can I say this right now? How nerdy has white supremacism got that they have weird codes that involve numbers and math?
They're such losers, man. That's like they're supporting a cause that lost, and so are therefore absolutely losers. And then they're also nerd losers. They're double losers.
I know this is in the thing of like I found out like the who was it? Oh God damn it! Oh the a big way now. Mexican cartels are making money. Is they're just basically oh yeah, I want to absolutely do that. As well. We can talk about that on stream. Totally. Do you want to talk about that on stream? I'll totally talk about that on stream.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I also have been trying to figure out all weekend in my head where that just got put in my head of I just added text to speech on Twitch and I'm on fire. You're all in trouble. Rob Trick's coming in hot. Yeah, I want to figure out how to do live shows at the Fringe for the love of God. That would be so fun. I'm thinking what we do is we don't do every night, but we do like 2 or 3 a week and do it late night, 10 to 12 after shows. Just do that. Or actually we'd have to amend it because I'd probably have cold shows, so do that after. Yeah. And do it a couple of times or do 3 in the Fringe and just get nuts.
I actually like every day. Even if we just do it once a week, like every day would be fun. But I'm going to be doing 2 shows, still do an hour, and I'll do verses. You'll be doing 4 shows because you'll be doing your thing, Colt's thing, late and live, and summing TBD.
Yes.
And Ashley will be doing her first hour, so she'll be stressed. So even if we did it like once a week, like every Friday, we all got together and did a live one. But we could even do it in the early afternoon because we could just get people out, and it'll just be like, this will be rebroadcast at the normal time, but if you want to watch it live, straight from the Fringe, we're on at this time. I just think it'd be fucking fun. We could get great guests.
My only thing to do it is I don't want to do it in a Fringe venue. I would want to do it like it's one of those things where it's like, I want the audience to be like troggies. Do you know what I mean? Like it's that thing of like, you can't buy a ticket to this. This is a invitation only. The venue is like, do it like. You know what I mean? Like I like when it's a little illegal or something like that. I don't know exactly how to do it, but I was trying to figure that out today where I was like, is there a way we can do this? Yeah.
I like that idea, but I also like the idea that bringing people in will show how good we are. And then we might expand the troggies, bring more troggies into the fold, like maybe you can only get tickets by having come to one of our shows already. So
something like that. That's not a bad idea. Like something like that. You know what I mean? Here's the one problem I have with the Fringe. The Fringe does allow for a fair amount of like look-see people. And this is so not a look-see live experience. Like you would be so fucking confused. It's something I'm already like, as we're launching and wanting to expand and have the podcast up and all that sort of stuff. It's one of those things where it's like, how do we become more able to follow it? First of all, by the way, sometimes Twitches, I do not stay in a hotel. I stay at the Hill Square Secret Bar, which is a secret location potentially close, or even maybe very far away from Hill Square.
Troggy +1. Good idea.
Also, I have to say the private chat really making me laugh. Alex is coming in hot.
So hot today.
I like sometimes every once in a while when Alex really gets some P&V in her. It's very fun. You know what I mean? You're just like, all right, have at it. Hit the countdown. You know what I'm saying?
I guess.
Invite 40 people on. Yeah. Now that's how you do it. Oh my God, Chris is walking out. Chris just started crying and he's walking out. Welcome back, everyone. Chris Betts is, of course, he's fucked off. He just fucked off. He's walked off the program. I don't really know what to do in this situation. Well, I do, which is let's put him in solo layout and look at what's going on. All right, well, we got baby Chris's. That's baby Chris right there. Has anyone else utterly been fascinated by this portrait that's been leaning against the, I got to assume, upstairs down, do not besmirch the countdown. Do not besmirch it. It's excellent. It is baby Chris. And how many times to get your dicks out? Be honest. I never have. Oh, I thought of it. Yeah, pointillist. Is that what that would be? Is a pointillist picture? Is that correct? What is it? What are your big plans for 9/11? I'm back. You can't, no, he doesn't wash his hands after pissing, Alex. Also, who is pointillist? How was everyone's weekend? My weekend was great, by the way. Yesterday, I did a very classic me thing, which was I didn't go to a party because I was tired, but still ended up walking around New York for an additional 2 hours, just looking at stuff and hanging out and listening to a podcast, and had way more fun than going to that party, but got home after all of my friends who were at that party. And of course they all were, why didn't you come to that party? Because I also don't lie. When I was just wandering around. I walked from the upper west side all the way to the Village. Glorious. Walked through Times Square, saw some Black Israelites, Chris.
Oh,
let me say this about the Black Israelites. I like that as an extremist religious and racial organization. Oh my God. Okay, we got to address what Beardy Noise put in the chat in a second, but I just want to finish my Black Israelites jag, and we'll go for it, which was, I like the honesty of the Black Israelites. I'm walking by the Black Israelites, and you walk by in Times Square now is like become Speaker's Corner a little bit. There's a shitload of different religious groups. Lovely QAnon-based Christian person. By the way, I continue my obsession with QAnon. The big thing now to look for is... it's a weird dog whistle, but there's like 3 new dog whistles you have to look for, which is if anyone is going, Jesus, help us save the children. We got to stop sex trafficking. That's the other big one. But it's also, we have to stop all these sick people. We have to stop these sick, like repeating that on a loop. Ugh. Anyway, I walk by them, all of those cowards. I walk by the Black Israelites. They're not hiding behind metaphor. I walk by and literally it was a guy in armor just went, and do you know who the source of all evil is? White people, and we will kill them. All right.
Hey, what kind of armor?
Have you never seen a Black Israelite before?
I thought I had, but I didn't.
They love some, they like, all right, let's bring them up.
That's I mean, for some reason I picture them in fezzes.
Like it's not like,
but that's more of a Nation of Islam thing, I guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying. There's not a good video of it. Like it doesn't like it's like aluminum. They look like the Legion of Doom, which is a way.
So it's like old style armor.
Yeah, I absolutely follow the QAnon Anonymous podcast, Beardy Noise, and it is a phenomenal resource. It's terrifying, but yeah, very good.
That reminds me, there's one that I think that enjoyers of that would like. It's put up by the Daily Beast, and it is called. I've been listening to it because they don't just do QAnon, but they basically go, "Here's what these lunatics are doing now." Like they've done a couple great episodes about the what are those drugs that they're taking? The horse paste, Fever Dreams. Fever Dreams by BuzzFeed is great for that.
Ivermectin.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, upstairs down, beat you to it. And no offense, Chris, great joke. Do you mean those sick people knocking back ivermectin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Richard Wright, absolutely great point. They do not have the Road Warrior 2000 helmets, but God, we all wish that they did. No, we're talking mid 90s, the shoulder pads with the spikes, very much.
Road Warrior type stuff.
Oh my God, Yep.
Yeah. That sounds right.
Is he really? Matthew Crosby's big into QAnon. Is he like? Wait a minute. When you say big into QAnon, anon, and that he is also like me, utterly fascinated with the movement, but doesn't believe fucking word one of it.
I think it would have to be.
I got to tell you, Steve Mooney has hit the nail on the head. Usually, we're having like fun friendship talks and discussing mental health and getting to know each other. And today we've gone from the Black Israelites to the 14 words in about 2 minutes.
Oh, good.
They can't worm their animals because people have bought too much ivermectin.
Yeah, it's used by people for certain things as well. Like it is occasionally diagnosed to people for like if you've got something that's gone real fucking wrong, they'll give you like a taste of it, and those people can't get their medication now because these fucking idiots keep taking it. It's the same with hydroxychloroquine. Exactly the same thing happened. People that need it couldn't get it.
It's the same thing with the charity Save the Children that has to figure out how to rebrand because QAnon has stolen all of their social media presence by hiding everything under Save the Children.
Jesus Christ.
Because they figured out because Twitter can't ban that. They can't ban that combination of words.
Fucking hell. Yeah, I saw that they were like to get around the Facebook one, they were starting using dinner party. God. And everything was like to do with a dish, so that they were just the different buzzwords that they're trying to get through.
So funny. It is so embarrassing that cult will bring down the American empire. Like, what destroyed America? Let me tell you. A man in South Africa named Paul Ferber pretended to be a Q clearance operative inside of Trump's White House. And then a guy named Ron and Jim Watkins hijacked that code, assumed his identity, got funding from Roger Stone to create a cult. They did. Then that cult attacked the Capitol, and everyone who was involved in the planning were like, "Oh, we got to stop this right now."
Too late.
Yeah. That has wrestling fans on early. What was Bo Betty? What was cheese souffle? Also, Bo Betty, it's been forever. Welcome back, my friend. What was cheese souffle? I don't remember cheese souffle at all.
I have no idea what that is.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to finding out. Was that what they called Rikishi's ass?
Oh God, I hope so. What's that clip? Oh no.
Oh, neither of us can copy it.
Oh no, we're all hosting it. God damn it. All right, let me.
Oh, Alex can, because she's watching on the channels, so she can copy it and paste it into the private chat.
Private chat. Wonderful stuff. Let's just see if I can get at it over here.
Go.
Oh no, I got it.
Know who the source of all evil is?
Oh no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. No. John Hastings announces his foreign policy. Do you know who the source of all evil is? White people, and we will kill them. Very good. All right. I like that. I like that a lot, and I stand by it. I stand by it completely.
You can put a video banner on your Twitch channel if you want, and just have it that.
I want that very much. Is Rikishi's ass like Takeshi's castle?
In that it's impossible to scale? Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
It's like Rikishi's asshole. I got to tell you, Sunday streams have gone from my least favorite day to stream to my most favorite day to stream. Everyone's in a good mood. We're loose.
Sundays used to be a struggle.
Yeah, I don't know what changed.
Well, I think we're in the rhythm of it now because when we started, we still weren't quite used to it. We were still figuring it all out. But now we've got it all sort of going. So it's like
there was like 3 months where I just felt obligated to do this just because. And Alex is back, so yeah, it's better. We have the pressure. Yeah, pressure of judgment from a 20-year-old. That's always really spices up my day. I also like to remember being so tired and angry during all of the early streams, and it's only looking back, it was like, yeah, you had a broken elbow and shoulder. Yeah, no wonder you were just in a rage. There's like,
and recently divorced. It was a whole thing.
Oh my god, the whole thing. Like February to about May, I was low level pissed off the whole time, and I couldn't figure it out. And now I'm in a nice phase where I have the memory of that anger, and I've just like made the decision to cut a bunch of people out. It's been great.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice. Hang on. I want to see. Cheese souffle was a phrase they put in wrestling vids to get around copyright claims. Only problem was you didn't know what it did. It could be an awesome rock promo or a main event of Velocity. Oh, very cool. Oh, so the algorithm couldn't find it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So WWE couldn't sue them or bring down their channel. So you look up cheese souffle videos. That's smart.
What is Strictly Ballroom?
Oh, it's the Baz Luhrmann dancing movie. It was his first film. Apparently, it's amazing.
I'm gonna say this right now. I've never seen Moulin Rouge. I never want to, but. As a teenager, I pleasured myself to the music video, possibly more than any other item on MTV.
Oh, yeah. Well, for me, it was Dirty by Christina Aguilera, but I mean, not that far off, right?
We all enjoyed Dirty by Christina Aguilera. It's a weird thing. It's why I can never fully commit to the Free Britney movement, because I always enjoyed Christina Aguilera's music vibe, personality, and identity more than Britney Spears. I never...
it's not a one or the other. It's not like we'll have to lock up Christina if we free Britney.
It was, and I don't fucking forget. All right, I don't forgive that woman. Oh, sure, she was 21 and just broke up with a guy. She broke Justin's heart. Oh, it's so.
She cheated on him. She cheated on him.
Yeah, who cares? It was so watching that. The two things that really was just like now that we're going through 90s nostalgia. The two things that blow my mind, looking back, was how the entire world handled the Monica Lewinsky scandal and how the entire world reacted to Britney Spears. We should have been able in that moment. Why am I yawning? Should have in that moment been able to be like, yeah, this isn't how we should play this. But instead we were like, yeah, you know who's to blame here? This woman.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The Monica Lewinsky one especially was just like when people occasionally were like, well, she shouldn't have slept with that married man. It was like the married most powerful man on the planet and she's an unpaid intern. I think that the responsibility doesn't fall to her.
Chris Rock nailed it, man. If you want to know about Monica Lewinsky, go check out that old Chris Rock bit. Because in the moment, absolutely perfect.
Also, just while I think of it, we are still taking September 1st off. We won't be streaming on September 1st, which means that it's a shorter broadcasting week, I believe. No, we'll be back on Thursday. I'm just going to miss tomorrow, and then I'll be back Tuesday, and then we'll all be off Wednesday, and then we'll be back Thursday, and then we will make a stream on Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah.
I keep saying that to myself because is there a pet stream on Tuesday? There is not a pet stream on Tuesday. I was going to try and change my flight, but it didn't work out that way. Because there was a flight, same price as I paid. And I went, can I just switch to that earlier flight? And they went, the administrative fee is $300. And I was like, what? As in cute furry animals? Oh, yeah, upstairs down. Please check. But the pet stream, a.k.a. Yappy Hour, it's every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Nobody watches it, and I love doing it. Me and Trish Byrne, we talk about pets, and we have comedians on that have pets, and we talk to them. We have our most recent episode was with Will Duggan talking about his gerbil, and it got very dark.
Wow. What kind? What kind of dark?
I don't remember exactly. I stream too much. I talk too much. I talk too much into microphones. I don't know what happened.
You've been doing a lot of podcasts lately. How did you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it very well. Well, I have an album coming out on fucking. Oh my god, I keep forgetting. There's too many things happening in this fucking next 2 weeks. I can't wait. By the way, and everyone, I hope you're sat down for September the 11th. When I for sure I'm just gonna get the flu. I know I am because I just I have way too many just sort of things that I like. So August 31st, my album comes out. 800 pound, 800 pound gorilla.
Days.
That's right. 800 pound gorilla accidentally released it 2 weeks ago. So which is why some of you had it on your phone and then it's gone. That was a fun day. And then I've been running around doing podcasts, and it was sort of perfect timing of I was able to use the excuse of doing the album to be on the podcast and then backdoor promote this very program. So this program has been promoted on such podcasts as Ari Shafir's Skeptic Tank,
Nice.
Insane in the Membrane.
Oh, Rich Wilson, who we have to get on.
We should ask him for the mega stream.
Yeah, let's get him on.
Do you think we should throw him right into the quiz?
No, let's make him the guy that we interview right before the quiz, and then if he wants to stay for the quiz, he can.
That's good. It's also my pros. I got to close the Smellrose Improv on Sunday, so I still should get high for the quiz and then just hope I'm sober enough for when I'm my set. Right?
Sure. I don't know how important is this set. They seem to love you at the old Smellrose.
Yeah. No, I can't. I gotta run this goddamn special again. Shit.
There you go.
Like that's
There
tough.
you go. Yeah.
I reserve the right to go back on that and just get a touchstoned during the stream and then really regret it.
Hell yeah. It's a celebration stream anyway. It's not a drunk stream. We'll do those later.
The boy got me to. He was playing Among Us a couple of times, and one of the boy is getting much better than me. Little prick is only 7. Is already way more. Yeah, it's a shame. So I hope I'm not starting training the day after the meetings because I want to get pissed watching it. I do. Do you notice this is crazy? How many people get drunk watching? It's very fun. Oh yeah, I also did Frank's podcast. That I put that in on. I put that on my Discord. And boy, no, I got very stoned. I got very stoned and went to a friend's birthday party and had to leave pretty quickly afterwards because I was in no state.
That's stoned.
I did a bunch of dabs at the end.
Oh, that's so stupid.
It was so good.
Stupid.
It was so good. It felt great.
How much have you listened back to it? Oh, John's gone. Hi guys.
No.
Did you listen back to it at all?
Absolutely not.
Do you remember what you said, or how many panic attacks have you had?
No,
worrying about it.
I think I was fine.
Yeah.
In the moment, I was worried about a couple of things I said. I'm fine. Cool. The one I'm now worried about the most is during Ari Shafir's podcast, I referred to the difference between a British comedy and American comedy. And what I meant to say was, at worst, British comedy is very two-dimensional. Like, it's just, he's an Irish guy, so he's Irish. Well, yeah. America is a touch more three-dimensional, where it's like, he's 40 and he skateboards. Like, that's the difference between the two.
Yeah.
But I don't think I was that eloquent. But we'll see.
British comedy is two-dimensional. They're like, terrible. But American comedy is three-dimensional in that it's bad.
Like,
but not terrible.
I mean, at its worst, that's how I actually feel. The other thing I also had to go was like, but you do feel that way. Like, in the end, you may have said something that's going to offend some people, but you fundamentally do believe it. At the worst, British comedy. Oh no, did I just keep saying the 14 words on Frank's podcast? So John, you have an album coming out. It is our duty to protect. Oh, I don't know. Is that what it's called?
It's a really long title. It's just one sentence, though.
How nerdy are white supremacists that they have an oath?
I know. And they're just always like, we're guardians. No, you're not. You're fucking losers.
Yeah, they are. But yeah. Oh, yeah. It is 88 minutes long. That's hilarious. What else? Yeah. So I'm doing that. I might be doing the Sklar Brothers podcast, and it's nice. Hopefully, it's bringing people into watch this stream.
Yeah.
And it's really fun doing it. It was a nice thing. What it was, and this is going to sound very corny, but it was actually weird to be able to reach out to people and actually get on to some podcasts with some impact, like actually call in some favors. And was like, oh shit, this worked. It was one of those things where, and I'm sure you're going through this a bit with your move to Canada a bit. And it's nice being able to do half an hour, which is like, is it ever going to come back? is it ever going to be what it was? Like, am I going to be able to do this as my job? And it's just like recently it's been like, yeah, you're going to adapt. It's going to be fine. It's all going to work out in the end, buddy. Don't you worry, ton petit tete.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. And it's nice to be like, I watched a couple shows. I watched Dave Merhesh before I went and did my late night show last night.
That's fun.
He was in town. So that was really fun. So it was like, I watched local comics. One of them who clearly is going to be very good. She's like, she's new, but there was a couple where I was like, you've got it. Like you're charismatic. Your joke structure is right. You're just new. You're going to be fine. And then two that were bad. And so exciting. And then I watched Dave and I was like, oh yeah, he's a comedian. Good. Now I remember the levels of this. Hands up. Yeah, in the back.
Thank you, sir. Can we talk about how you sent this on a Discord, and I want to talk about this, is how you met a guy that was like you when you first started, and you were struggling to figure out if you should try and save him 4 years of getting in his own way.
Yeah. That was it was just his it was literally just his style of joke, where it was like going for something, trying to do something interesting, but then picking the worst possible punchline in the sense of like, it's still funny, but you didn't write it because it's funny. You wrote it because people go, oof.
Oh yeah, you fucking edgelord. Oh,
Yeah.
someone really, yeah.
It's still funny. Like, never go so far as to be like, I'm the fucking dangerous guy. But just within what is funny, you just push it as far as you fucking can. And he did it with every single punchline. I just wanted to throw him over my shoulder and run out of the venue with him. Just be like, stop, run.
What I thought was very telling was you were able to go, I would say something, but I know he won't listen. And I was like, that's someone that will, that's knowing yourself right there.
Mhm.
Also, or is it sometimes switches? Give it a try. You'll know very quickly if you like it or not. It's one of those things where it's like Marmite or haggis. You're either for it or against it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Also, how would you feel about a slightly shorter stream this week as we ramp up for a mega stream? I'm also just want to be conscious of burnout and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'd be for that.
Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, because I have a lot of off-stream work that I have to do as well.
This is
in advance of the launch. So
yes, and I want to just ask for. We're moving also over to a new streaming thing. We're going to be moving from StreamYard to Lightstream. It's not going to affect how you guys view the stream, but it is going to affect the fact that I'll probably panic because I'll have to use it one day. And I did the very smart thing for me, which I just went, Chris, you're good at technical stuff and it fascinates you. You go first learning this so that I can just be like, I broke it. And then you can be like, just turn it on.
It's basically OBS.
I mean, you've said this twice. Do you think that helps me?
Yeah, I don't know. But you're already using it. It's okay. It'll be more user friendly than you know.
Great. That's all I'm asking for. What was it? Okay, here's what I need to do. I need to go get some kombucha from that fridge because I went to bed at 4 a.m. and only slept for 6 hours. And I'm in that like weird caffeine phase.
Yeah,
it's
me
like
too, with my Pepsi and my sleep deprivation.
Yeah, like I need a little taste. I need a little. Mariah needs to be on stage tonight. You know what I'm saying? And right now,
glitter, baby, glitter.
Exactly. So I'm gonna walk right over to that fridge and get some kombucha, and then
go get it.
For the rest of the stream, all I want to talk about is because now you're coming back to stand up, so we can. And I'm a bit further on this process because I've discovered something this weekend. And I want to talk. So the rest of the stream, I'm warning, will now just be very deep in the weeds inside baseball discussion about being a stand-up comedian. So for the 30 people watching live, I look forward to 20 of you leaving going, God, these fucking white men with their. Why is everything related to baseball? And one of them doesn't know about baseball enough to make that metaphor. I'm Bo Jackson, and the quarterbacks loaded the bases. Am I right, Chris?
Well, Bo Jackson did famously play 3 sports. So actually, you know what? Only the loaded the bases is the problem there.
That's true. He was a Kansas City Royal, and he was was he? No, he was only ever an LA Raider. My favorite time of all of the Raiders lore. And listen.
Imagine if he'd played for both Kansas City teams, if he was a Chief and a Royal. Come on. They would have had to vote him mayor when he retired.
He would have just gotten blown in whatever parking lot of whatever business he was in.
Yeah. Always waiting. It would have been like Russell Brand in Forgetting Sarah Marshall when he's about to get into the car and he goes, "You see that driver? I'm gonna have sex with her." And then he gets up and just leaves. It's like, yeah, that's Bo Jackson's life.
Wait, this is going to be a good time. The Kansas City. No,
Rounders is baseball.
Yeah, you don't get to. You get to for our words.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna tell you of all of. I did not see that coming. Because also, I got news for you. The way you use that does not diminish from what you said. You really made sure you were trying not to get in trouble for something you deserve to be in trouble.
I'm still looking for a replacement word for that word. That's where
I know it's.
I don't have a new one that I can fill it in. Cuck fits a lot of the old gaps.
It certainly does. Also, by the way, I have I don't think this is not my original idea, but I completely stand by it. There is now a word you can call white people that is the equivalent. If you call a white person a racist, that hurts them now, and it's real good. Hastings, call him Hastings. All right, I'm gonna walk over and get that kombucha.
Go get it, bud.
Chris, you manage the stream.
Yeah. We're now looking at John Hastings in his natural habitat. He's waving, acting polite. Look at that fun saunter as he walks the length of the kitchen, grabs it, so smooth, still very aware that he's being watched. This is a very canny John Hastings. At no point is he unaware of the presence of our cameras. Watch as he opens, takes a sip of the kombucha ambrosia.
Welcome. You take us home. Oh no, he's about to show his arse and open it. I still stand by that, by the way, as a stipulation. There's something so disrespectful of I moon you, but I spread my ass cheeks is so as much as I think sometimes twitches. I've lost some weight down to 220 officially on the BMI. I am in shape for my height. Height, of course, being 5'8".
Nice. I am not, but I will be. But right now I am not.
I've been walking about 2 or 3 hours a day in New York. That's the one big New York perk. You
so good.
Walk.
So good.
You're a cruiserweight. Am I? That's great. I've never thought I'd be a cruiserweight. Also, kombucha's really come along.
You say that. I'm going to have to try it. Because I think I said last time I was sleeping with a real crunchy lady, and she tried to get me onto it, but it was out of like jars in her house that she had a mother kombucha. And it was a lot. Usually takes an invitation for time. I love the move of like absolutely outrageous threat that you're 100% willing to follow up on. And then just doing it. I think that's one of the greatest things. That's so much fun to do. I will do this, but there will be this consequence.
Yeah,
exactly.
Just so then everyone understands what's the deal.
I think it's fucking great. It makes you feel like a psychic, but also like a king because you made it happen.
Fuck a pensioner. The dusty finish. I'm not explaining that wrestling reference. Radiant user. Well played. By the way, that's his name. It's Radiant.
I'm pretty sure it's there you go.
There we go.
205 is cruiserweight in WWE. Ooh.
All right, so Chris, you're back at it with stand-up. You're back at it. How many sets have you done?
3. That's all.
How you feeling? How's it feeling comfort-wise? Have you noticed things that have changed?
Yeah.
What has changed?
Well, part of it is like lower stakes because I'm in a city that I don't see myself staying in long term. But like, so throughout the 3 sets, the first set, I was super nervous. And it showed in like arms crossed, not necessarily looking at the crowd, just trying to remember the words of my jokes. Second show, that was a 7-minute. Second show was a 10-minute. And I just felt like comfortable because I'd gotten the first one out of the way.
Did you think about doing the Snuggie joke again?
The Snuggie joke?
They call me my girlfriend calls me a Snuggie because you can put 2 fists in me. It's from it's from my set you had on the internet that I think we watched together.
Right. Yeah, that was and that was, I didn't write that. That was because the comic before me had a joke about a Snuggie, so I just riffed that in the moment. That's why I didn't remember it. But it was
Beardy
second
noise
one
is
was
Beardy
fine.
noise is such a great laugh because it's a very specific strike zone, but you know what I mean? Like it's like for everyone else that is a for most part a wild fantastic joke, and he's like, oh, very observable actually. Yeah, very good. It's just it's the amazing thing about the internet is you become part of a community with people you never would with experiences you never thought you would share, and then it's just sort of like, okay, yeah, like it's one of those things where I have a butt plug guy for the next couple of years. Get Beardy Noise on the old DMs. Here's what I'm
Pretty
thinking.
great, right?
It's too much for a beginner. What do you say, pal?
Yeah.
Pal.
Ease it in. Yeah. So second one just felt fine. I was a little nervous, but I had a good time. But I was too confident. So the first time, so I was trying to overcompensate for my nerves, and I came in. I was doing everything really sort of like big, which isn't normally how I perform. But I was just trying to sell everything.
Yeah, if anything, you could be accused of being loitering on stage.
Yeah, which is something that I'm trying to get rid of now. I want to have the levels. I want to be able to go big and then go small. It's more interesting. And then last night, I was exhausted from spending the whole day in the sun and just sort of having a nice low hum. I never got buzzed, but just sort of over 8 hours, 5 beers. Just a nice.
That's great.
And then I was exhausted from being in the sun all day, and then it took me 3 hours to get there. And so I came in super hot because I tried to compensate for that.
Came in hot?
Came in so hot, but did a fuck ton of crowd work, had a blast, remembered all my jokes, which blew my mind. Was riffing a lot within it, which was great. Just felt very loose, just felt very at home, but still performing bigger. I found myself getting small again in the middle, and I could feel them drifting. So I just got big and started pacing and gesticulating again, and that brought them back in. But it was fun. It's still not, I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
But I'm enjoying it. It's thrilling.
All right. So I started back performing regularly around the end of March, I would say, is when the improv window opened, and I was just desperately like going to parks, stuff like that. And would you like to know when I got comfortable on stage again?
Yesterday.
It was yesterday. It was the early show at Stand Up New York at 11 p.m. I got comfortable yesterday. It was literally on stage, and I was like, "Oh, this is how this used to be." Because here's what I had a real issue with was because I'm a psychopath. Went you still have to get ready for the Edinburgh Festival in a year. So no old material, only do new stuff. So I've been trying to do only new stuff since fucking March, and it was only Dry Bar came in where it's like, you got to do clean stuff and you got to smash it, and it was like, time for the hits, baby.
Yeah, good. Welcome back.
Oh my god, it's exactly what I need at the right time, just to be in New York, and it's like, here's some really great crowds, go out and smash it. And so I would highly recommend, if you are trying new material, don't do that.
Because I have my album coming out, I'm just trying to remember what doing stand-up sounds like.
When are you going to record this album, by the way?
Soon, hopefully. There's always a fucking tragedy every time I go to record it. So the first time I went to record it, my dad got arrested. The second time, Sadaf's friend died, and I had to go back. The third time, COVID hit. So now I'm on my fourth attempt, and we're going to give it a shot.
Can we talk about the first incident?
My dad tried to break into his own house.
What are you absolutely fucking talking about?
He was just hammered. He was just fucking hammered and tried to break into his own house. And to be fair to him, he's an old man. He almost kicked a door through the door frame.
That's amazing.
It was crazy. This is a heavy ass door. And we went to look at it the next day, and it was like, Jesus Christ.
Where was he? So did classic British guy, just got drunk at a pub, forgot his keys, and went, "It's my house."
Yeah, his keys were in his pocket. He was just fucking drunk and so stupid.
You're joking. You're joking.
No.
How hammered was he?
Doesn't remember it. Absolutely fucked.
I mean, if you're in your 70s and you're black, like that has to be a level of you're like, I've outlived so many people. I gotta fucking, what the fuck?
Yeah, man, it was a fucking mess. So so I was in Toronto and I was getting ramped up. I'd already talked to a venue. I was going to record there.
Was
I
this
was
during
set.
my wedding?
Yeah, this is after your wedding.
This was after my. I remember all of this.
Yeah. So I was in Toronto. I was talking to
Yeah.
venues. I was gigging a lot. I was getting ready. I penciled in the date with the venue. And then I get a call from my brother just being like, "Hey, I'm in the hospital. Dad got arrested for trying to break into his house. I don't know what to do."
So what was the crime that your dad supposedly committed?
Well, what happened was neighbors called because there was some fucking drunk guy trying to smash a door in. And so cops showed up. Dad was
What a
probably
bunch of
too
fucking
drunk.
narcs. First of all, you call the cops and then you walk over and go, "Oh yeah, he lives there. He can do whatever he wants to his door." Call the cops back. Never mind, I made a mistake.
I bet they didn't
Cancel
know
it.
him though.
What? It's fucking. You're on Vancouver Island. Everyone knows everyone. Hello, Joe. How you doing, Pap? Peach
No,
is
man,
in.
people
Not
don't-
yet.
People don't meet each other anymore. That's even like small towns. People are moving in and out. Nobody knows their neighbors, man. He knew one lady that lived in. This is at his old place in Squamish. He knew one lady in that whole apartment complex or townhouse complex.
Is this why
And-
he left that place? He left in
No, no,
disgrace.
no.
after-
No,
Yeah, I was
he
about to be
doesn't-
like-
he doesn't get it.
Yeah, I was going to be like, if I know anything about his son, you would do that and be like, "Are you going to move out of embarrassment?" And you're like, "No, I painted bars on my windows so they think I'm in jail." Like
I already don't know these people. We're fine.
Yeah.
This is all this is going to do is
Yeah.
help me not know them more.
all they do is now they just know me. They know to not say hello.
Yeah, thank you very much. So I had to fly out to check on my dad. And so because when your dad in his 70s gets arrested for breaking into his own house, you want to check in.
Yeah, you want to at least be. I want to be if my dad ever got arrested, I don't know what could stop me from not being there to pick him up from jail.
Mhm. Yeah, I was on a flight. I was on a flight that day. Like I was just gone.
Oh, to pick
And-
my own father up from jail for that. I'm like I would never stop smiling. Like that would be. And also, this is exactly why you do knock on the door and introduce yourself, Alex. And I was waiting for you to come up with this because
You fell
they-
right into his trap, Watson.
yeah, you see, if I tried to break into my house, people would immediately be like, "Oh, it's John. He's totally allowed."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened when I was a teenager and I was breaking into our house because I lost the keys and the neighbors just went, "You're right there, Chris." I was like, "Totally fine. Just trying to get through a window that I might have left open, trying not to
Yeah.
alert my parents that I lost my key again." But yeah, and then I came out here, checked on him. He was okay. And I was like, well, I'm in Vancouver, so I'll do a bunch of shows out here. So I introduced myself to the scene, started booking on shows, looking at venues to record my album out here. And then Sadaf's friend died of a stroke
Back in Britain,
back in Britain.
get back on the plane, Chris. Head
So
back over.
then, well, she fought it for a while. She was like, don't come out. You went out there for a reason. You've got to record your album. I'm okay. It's fine. Don't worry about it. So I didn't go out right away. But then I noticed that she was just getting sadder and sadder. And I was like, I got to be back for Christmas because if she spends Christmas alone with her friend dead, that's no way to be.
That story is so fucking dark. Like it like he bent over to reset the modem and then never stood up again. Like you're just kind of like,
Yeah, he bent over, had the stroke while he was bent over, holding the internet thing, went, oh shit, died. And that was a wrap. He was 35.
for fuck's sake.
Yeah. So I flew back there and I had to cancel my recording date in Vancouver because I had to go back there. So then I spent a couple months in the UK. I was looking at venues to try to record my album out there. Did the tour in Dubai, was opening for Phil Wang, was getting like in a nice rhythm, had everything ready. And then COVID hit. And then it was a year and a half. And now I'm waiting. Hopefully these things happen in threes. And so I'm out of tragedies to put off my recording. So in theory, I'll be recording it in January. But
Or this is just the beginning
Let's
of
see.
some sort of weird wave.
yeah, what's extra like just for it to happen with this one thing, recording a comedy album is the thing that I wanted from when I was a kid because that's how I always took in comedy. I didn't watch specials, I didn't watch DVDs. It was always albums. I love listening to stand up. So having a record label approach me and be like, "We want this from you," was like a literal dream come true. And now just tragedies.
Also, Chris, it lines you up for the sweetest of all plums, and that is mailbox money because that gets played on streaming services, it gets played on satellite radio. So you sign up for residuals, and once a month you get a little check. And sometimes you're like, "Sweet, I can buy a newspaper." And other times you're like, "Hey, rent's paid." Like it's just one of the weirdest times. Although I got to tell you, Stephen Mooney brings up such a good point. Oh shit, it was pretty good last words. Like that's
Pretty good last words.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Ow.
I want my last words to be I always and then just die. Like just the always what? Always what? Yeah. Yeah, well, if it makes you feel better, it took me a year and a half for me to convince them to release an album that they had for a year that was already a year old. Because the album that's coming out on Tuesday, August 31st, is my 2018 Edinburgh show. Ironically, about breaking this elbow. While I'm starting to work on jokes about breaking this one. No, they were very happy about my racist content. Can either of you think of a visually interesting little video to record it? Because it'll be for me, so I'm going to record it half an hour because why not? I always, and this sounds weird, I always loved Toriano's in Kentish Town. I know that's like it was such a fucking weird shows that were always in there.
Well, Richard used to run shows there weekly.
He certainly did. That's why I bring it up. Is I always think that would be. I always thought that would be a great. Like if I was going to record a special, it would be either there or either of the venues at Top Secret in London. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't think Top Secret's very visually interesting though. It's a great club, but it's not very visually stimulating.
I would, but if you're gonna just do it, like if you're just gonna do you want to just do an hour and have it rip, you get that. First of all, if any comedy special with the name of the club behind the comedian, I immediately hate, and it bugs me because Brian Regan has such a good. I walked on the moon, and he's got the fucking improv logo behind him the whole time. It just
was that the live HBO one?
No, that's a different one. I think that's George Lopez that did. No,
Brian Regan was the first person to do a special live on HBO, not pre-recorded. They just broadcast it as he was doing it.
100%.
And I'm pretty sure that was I Walked on the Moon.
I don't think it was at all. I think that the person you're talking about is George Lopez, because George Lopez had the first live to HBO special ever. I thought.
I'm pretty sure it was Brian Regan.
Someone look it up. It is not.
It was a big deal. I remember him promoting it.
No, Brian Regan. I cannot find any evidence of an HBO special.
Oh, maybe it was Comedy Central or something then.
I don't think so. He was never big enough when HBO specials existed.
No, this is like recent. This is in the last 10 years.
No, because he was independent and Netflix all the way.
He had one. I'm gonna find it. I'll put it in the Discord.
Well, find it and prove it to me.
I will.
Much like your weird. I still don't believe that you were a professional sailor. I know you say you were.
I wasn't. No one paid me, but I used to race sailboats. Yeah.
No, don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I feel like you're pranking me.
That's okay. I just, I did. I just used to do it. My brother's got pictures. I don't have any pictures. I lost all my.
I don't know. I don't know if that
my pictures when my Facebook account got hacked.
I also don't know if that brother of yours exists either.
He's a sweetheart. You'd love him. He's such a good boy.
Probably would.
I love him so much.
We have good brothers.
Yeah.
Mine's 18, wants to join the army. Still don't feel good about that. Also, if anyone knows any way that I could just be like, is there any behavior I could do that would stop my brother from joining the army? Such as like, what if I take a bunch of drugs? Because I've done that already.
Maybe if you talk about how cool the army is, he'd be like, ew, I don't want to do that. I want to be a DJ.
He's not that kind of guy. That wouldn't work. He'd be like, it is cool, right? And you're like, God damn it.
Shit.
He's just straight ahead, yeah.
Get your brother to take a bunch of drugs.
No, the thoughts cross my mind, but he doesn't. It's too much of a straight arrow. It's very annoying.
Hence the army. Why not teach him that he can make a bigger difference at home?
Well, I have told him that, like, listen, if you really want to kill people, just join a terrorist cell. No. I think he wants the discipline and all that sort of in the army for wanting to join. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, what it is he wants to be a cop, and Canada, it's actually very difficult to be a cop right now because they have all the jobs are filled. And it's like a long, laborious process to become a police officer. So he's like, I'll go be an MP for 3 years, and then that really makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Which all is very much makes sense and is fine. I just don't. I don't like the idea of any of the armies in the Western countries right now because they're all on an offensive footing, and I philosophically disagree with how that is used.
Oh yeah, war is coming.
I think it's already here, and it's not going to be fought with soldiers. It's financial and it's hacking and all that sort of stuff. That's what it's going to be. Oh,
But there will still be like proxy wars, like in the way that Yemen was a proxy war between, what was it, the
Saudi
Emirates and Saudi.
Yeah, Saudi Arabia. No, it was a proxy war between Saudi Arabia and Iran.
That's
it's in the
right.
same way. I was reading about. Oh, by the way, there's a Chris won't listen to it because it has the guy from Behind the Bastards and his nasally ass voice. But if you're looking for an actual breakdown of why the Afghanistan, that is a great idea, Steve Mooney. Let's be honest, of why the Afghanistan pullout was such a disaster, which I've been bewildered by for a couple of weeks. Like I just am like, what? Please go check out Worst Year Ever. They go through the Afghanistan airlift and the events leading up to it, and it makes way more sense. You're like, oh yeah, that's why. One of the main things being the reason why the Afghanistan army dropped their weapons and couldn't fight is because they'd been fighting for years by themselves on this, and the way the Americans structured the military for them was way too unwieldy, and they could go listen to the podcast. It just makes you understand the situation and how fucked it is. And let's all guess one of the big things. And they're like, well, how did this happen so much quicker? All of that sort of stuff. And it was like, well, one of the big things Trump promised, and one of the things with these deals is you have to pull all the private military companies out way before all of this, because when it switches to we're no longer like, there's a bunch of like distinctions, but once that happens, then they go from being like proxy contractors of the military that are here for a war in the eyes of international law to just a bunch of Americans that have that are in your country with guns. And that's like, so what happens then? It's like, oh, well, then you can kill them. And you're like, oh, no, we gotta get. So it was also like all of those places basically went from having no American troops, but actually like 400 heavily armed, it's right that you just walk away being like, oh, this is why this is so fucked up. And this was unavoidable because of how fucked up this whole thing is. And they also categorize the blame for Afghanistan, and they do it in this order. And I completely agree. It's chronological. Bush, the most to blame, very much followed immediately afterwards by Barack Obama, who they're pretty sure based on how he just structured the war too, which is so crazy, was it was done in a way that you did that surge and then they shifted it so that they would be continually fighting. So it didn't have to, they could never say that he was like weak on the Taliban, but they fought in such a way that they would never gain ground or lose ground. It would just be a stalemate forever. And that's how we structured it. And you're like, well, life is a nightmare, isn't it? And then Trump, who they were like, that was the worst negotiation ever. And then Biden, where they were like, he shouldn't have said if they're not going to fight, we can't fight for them. Because they're like, that's a dick fucking move. You know that that's not what happened. Yeah. But they were like, but he didn't cause any of this. And they don't make the point, but it's sort of implied, which is like, I know some people are like, well, he was the vice president under Barack Obama. And it's like, yeah, he wasn't getting brought in to talk about the surge. They would compartmentalize that.
No, he was vocally against it. And he was arguing that they should pull out during the Obama administration. He was the guy that was like, we're not going to win this. It's time to go.
Yeah, he's right. He was also right, by the way, about how they should have killed Osama bin Laden. Which is they should have just revealed they killed him in 2001 and kept him on ice for 10 years. That's right. I'm Alex Jones. No, he said just bomb it and never admit that they got him, is what he said. Or, then he changed it to bomb it, go get the body, and then bring it out.
Yeah, you had to show the body. Americans need closure.
Well, they never showed the body. They fucking hucked it into the ocean.
In theory, who knows what they did to that fucking body.
I will say this very, very clearly, and I believe it totally. Glenn Wool's joke is the greatest representation of what happened to Osama bin Laden after he was killed, which was they would have shown the body, but by the time they got it back to base, it had been desecrated.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's 100% true. They had
they were weekend using him.
They set it on fire. They danced it around.
They just put a bacon on it. I bet you was what they did.
Guaranteed they put bacon on it. They're just the dicks.
Do you know what movie that is absolute bullshit, but I enjoyed the shit out of watching and shouldn't because it's torture porn and it's such a glorification of America, but I fucking it was just very watchable. Would you like to know?
Of course.
Zero Dark 30. Love the shit out of it.
Never watched
it. It's absolute horse shit. Like,
Okay.
because it's the idea that there was one CIA operative that like was tracking Osama bin Laden the whole time.
Okay. Yeah.
Which even they're like, there was a composite character, and like the only thing that like the SEAL team that did it were asked when the movie came out, was like, was someone from the CIA there? And they were like, yeah. What do you fucking think?
Of course.
We didn't figure this out. It was them. Of course it was. But
I don't know anything about that movie. I know that it's supposedly the story of Osama bin Laden being caught, but every other aspect of it, I don't think I've even watched a trailer.
It's very interesting. It does very much just show them torturing people, but in a way where it's like, but they were doing, like, it's one of those things where it's like the argument being like, you shouldn't have shown that. It glorifies that Americans did it, but it's like, no.
Oh, weird. Hey, buddy.
That's fine. No, but is it actually the reward actually been issued? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I've been timed out. See you later.
All right. Oh, here's what I think. This is the 30 in Zero Dark 30. They just do countdowns.
Problem. What's wrong with Zero Dark 30? You don't like a redhead headed around the Middle East, just getting a lot of information by asking one question?
You know what movie I loved? Sicario. Because they had Emily Blunt in it, and she said 8 words, not even 14. She didn't speak the whole fucking time, and then the whole movie was about how no one would tell her anything. Perfect.
Sicario is the one with Benicio del Toro, and he puts his fingers in the guy's ears?
Yeah.
Oh, that movie's fantastic. Hang on one second.
So funny. Hi. Welcome back. You want to see my fun tan lines? You see that? Very.
No, how about that? That's right. Stream's gone rogue. I'm in charge now. Huh? How you like that?
Howdy.
The tan lines are very weird. You got weird tan lines, Chris. I'm going to say it right now.
I had sweet shades on all day, and they made big, thick tan lines. Also, the top of my head much wider than the bottom half of my head.
Whoa. Also, Chris, what are you going to call your album? Take a Bets on Me?
I don't know yet. Maybe Benny and the Bets. Maybe
Hedger Chris Bets.
Always Bet on Black, and I'm in blackface on the cover.
Good.
Always Bets on Black.
How much money do we have to raise for you to call it Stand and Turn?
There's no amount in the world. That's clearly Chaz's.
It was the reason I refuse to believe the cartel Mexican restaurant in Ember is authentically Mexican. Hilarious. What about Juicy Pussy?
Juicy Boozy? No, definitely not.
What about call it the What's the Chuckling Enigma? How about Chuckling Enigma?
Terrible ideas. You're all awful at this. This
what
is
about
really
what about
bad.
Chris Beard's Bet? Are you going to call it what you were going to call your first Edinburgh hour?
Which one?
It's the most you fucking name ever.
Ennui.
Yes.
O-N space W-E.
Yeah.
Yeah. Phil Jarrett, I'll have you know. Love that name.
It's so you. I thought it was a great name for you. Beard Suckers Anonymous. What about this?
Oh, but then I name her. Christopher was my dad's name. Call me Mistifer. That feels very late 80s.
I like the idea of you calling it Beards, Bets, and Beyond. That's great. How about just very simple, sucking the juices from my beard?
Simple, little, yellow, different.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I've been thinking about it. What did you call yours? Just the same name as your Edinburgh show?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like a different It's a different world.
Well, it is a different thing for you than mine. No, that's what I'm call. I think I may call my next Inbra hour the shouty child returns.
Oh, and you're still in your underwear, but you have like kids like guns on them and a cowboy hat. The
Sounds
return
fun.
of the shouty
That
child.
sounds very fun. No, you don't. You get no royalties whatsoever. Call it Blue by Joni Meshman.
I love that. Do you know Kyle Kinane used to just name all his tracks?
I not only know that, yeah, he would just name them from different albums in the order.
Yeah,
What's
one was
even
Kiss Destroyer?
Yeah.
And the other one was NWA.
What's even funnier is when he went to release a third album, they were like, "You can't do that," and he's like, "I did it for the last two," and they were like, "You did what?" And he was like, "Yeah," and they're like, "Oh, we didn't know about that."
Yeah,
and we don't like it.
No. Yeah, that's why I think it was called. This song is not called "Fuck the Police."
Yeah,
this track is not called "Straight Outta Compton."
Betzer, call Saul.
It's called Saul.
Betz is back in trog
form.
I mean, I actually like that. I like these a lot. I mean, Betzer Call Saul is pretty great.
It is not. You spent too many Edinburgh Fringes. That's why you think that's pretty great.
Because I don't think comedy should be taken that seriously. And Edinburgh is everyone talks about the pun titles, and no one talks about the overly serious bullshit people call their shows.
Oh, equally bad. But that doesn't make the puns
way
bad.
Worse.
Right.
Way worse. Way worse.
Like what? Do you have any memories?
Yeah, Glenn Wool is a great example of one. Glenn Wool will call his show oh creator, I am but a pawn. I love Glenn. I think he's such a good comedian. I was in a rage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
how much money do I have to give you for you to call ridiculous. It John Hastings Return of the Shouty Child? I'll start the bidding.
I'll call one of the tracks that.
I will start the bidding at, I have $20 American. That's like 24 Canadian.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Okay, hang on. Will you call your album John Hastings Return of the Shouty Child? And I will give you $70 for your cab from yesterday.
Oh, what? Amazing.
But you have to call it John Hastings, The Return of the Shouty. That has to be the name of your album.
As tempting as that is. No.
You know what? Ashley would have done it. Ashley would definitely do it.
And more power to her. I hope she does.
Damn.
I absolutely hope she does.
I mean, I got to tell you, there's a lot of, you know what? Just a classic. Piss Betts.
Yeah. Works on all levels.
What about the ever subtle Chris Betts is Glenn Wool?
Glenn would love that.
Nothing but bets.
Oh,
and it's baseball themed cover.
And it's me slam dunking a ball into my own ass.
I love that. I love it. Let's see. Steve Mooney's got another classic. Let's see what it is. Call it Fast and Furious 10.
All this talk of piss bets has me needing to piss. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay, you come back and piss.
We should shut it down in a minute, but I gotta piss.
Okay, you go piss and then come back and we'll shut it down for no reason. Hi, everybody. Everyone bask in the countdown. Let's all just take a time to reflect. Think about yourself. Friends you've betrayed. I don't even know why I'm wearing clothes. I am nude under the table. Slippery when bets, also fantastic. Don't shit the bets, also great. I mean, I'm really leaning towards I am Glenn Wool is also. Like, that's just good, clean fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look at that. What do you call our thing? Call it. Yeah, I am Glenn Wool. Wonderful stuff. Poppy, welcome aboard, Poppy. So yeah, it's gonna be a big week, guys. A little bit less streaming. Betzer Man. Ooh, and it can start off with in a Betzer Man he was. Oh, what is that? A better man? Or like being the Betzer Man or something? Yeah. What about to be the bets? You have to be the man, you have to bets the man. The bets a man can get. Oh, the bets a man could get. Yikes. As we're wrapping it up, a couple of quick, suck my beer dry. It isn't Chris Betts. Oh, that's great. I want to be the very Betts, like no one ever was. Oh, also great. I still wet the bets. I mean, they keep coming in with a fiery passion. I'm really enjoying it. Chris Betts live in the past on HBO sometime. Make them buy this. Simply the Betts Clunge Beard. Oh, I mean, I don't mind. Hey, in the UK, are they still saying like such and such klaxon? What the fuck is that from? And I hate it. All right. So a couple of things. Album is out on Tuesday. I will not be here tomorrow. I'm going to have one last day in New York. I'm going to leave you with Chris and Ashley for the day. The mega stream is on Sunday. Head to the Mystifers or the Hum Chums if you have any ideas, things you'd like to see, things that were featured on previous mega streams you'd like to see brought back. The mega stream will be next Sunday starting at 8 a.m. Pacific, which is 4 p.m. Greenwich Main Time, and we will be going for 8 hours. Oh, what a beautiful one. What about Chris the 14 words bets?
Oh, yeah, I like that. What about just to make it a little more like subtle, what about the 15 minus 1 words? Just so that
what about this? The Chris Betts is yet to come.
Now we're talking.
Oh, how about this? How about Jeffrey Chris Betstein?
Oh, yeah.
What I like about that one is it's just offensive. But Betty, yes. If please head on over to the my Discord and head into the Hum Chums for any and all Chris Betts related album cover art or anything else. And please remember, ladies and gentlemen, the UTS mega stream, the channel launching. We will start podcasting, all of that sort of stuff. It's very exciting, and it launches next Sunday at 8 a.m.
Yeah, man. 8 a.m. Pacific time, whatever time that is for you. 4 p.m. I guess.
It'd be 4 p.m. We will of course be
time.
As we do with Mega Stream tradition. We'll be ending with a quiz. We would have had Colt Cabana, but he'll be starring in AEW's flagship pay-per-view that night.
Oh,
so
nice.
He cannot be here for the quiz.
Yeah, that's fair.
And thus far I've confirmed Will Duggan and 1 million
Nice.
will be here. So in the end, it might be just us and Will Duggan. But that's fine because we could do 8 hours with Will.
Oh, we'll get people. We'll get people.
Oh, have you heard about our Lord and Savior, Chris Betts?
Hi there. I'm a minister.
Nice to see you. There's so many dying. Everybody's not there. I'm not confirmed. Well, you want to come on? You want to do the quiz, King Geo? Ooh, we want to be famous. I want to be so
big
famous.
follows.
I hope they promise me big follows.
It's bigfollows.com, my friend.
I do, by the way. I do. Oh God, the fucking 8 fingers thing.
Watson, I like that one.
I hate. What was the 8 fingers joke again? I just knew that. Yeah, who has 8 fingers?
Who's got 8 fingers? Who's got 8 fingers and is going to release a comedy album? This guy.
I fucking hate it. What about Rev Chris Betts? I will marry. All right, this is going to go on forever. Also, tomorrow when I'm not here, I'll be hanging out in New York during a thunderstorm, guys. No, mushrooms will no longer be taken. I just have literally spent one evening with my bestest and closest friend, Graham K. And he's back off the road, so I'm going to spend the day with him.
Nice.
And we're both tired men in our, well, he's 40 and I'm 36.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to take mushrooms and go to Coney Island. And I was like, I have too much stuff on my plate. I'll freak out. And he's just like, I'm tired. And I was like, do you want to just, hang out, maybe go for a walk in a park, maybe go to a museum? And he's like, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? We're lame. And I'm so happy about it. Like, I love like that, where you're like, this is the right time.
Yeah. You've already done the walking around a place on mushrooms thing.
Yeah.
You've done it.
I did it earlier this summer.
Yeah, exactly. Just
fucking
relax.
And I will be doing it at the end of September. Once
La Lune.
The La Lune Fest. I want to be able to stream from La Lune Fest, but it goes against everything to do with what La Lune Fest is all about.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like I have to disappear in the woods, all of that sort of stuff. Also, it's so weird in my head to be. I'm going to say this, and then I like. By the way, we'll do a shorter stream. We're doing a shorter stream by 7 minutes. Is like the idea of like, do you have this where you're like adjusting travel plans because you're like, well, I have to be available for the stream, and it's just such a weird, an odd thing to think where it's like, oh, this thing we started doing 8 months ago where I had a broken body. It's just so like you're like, oh yeah, I have to like consider traveling plans.
What I'm trying to get into a government building so I can set up my medical services plan. And this being at 2 p.m. makes that so much harder than it was when it was at 10 p.m. I'm suddenly noticing that this middle of the day business is like, oh yeah, no, there's some benefits, but there are some drawbacks.
Yeah, it's a weird one. You just have to really be productive in the morning. It took me a little bit of a while, but it's basically like bound out of bed. And you, by the way, once you get into the rhythm, you actually like nail the morning because you're like, I have to have a second to like eat some food and think, or you're gonna walk in a bad headspace, and then you're not firing, and it's just what do you mean government? I was confused by what you said. What do you mean you're trying to?
Because I got to sign up for BC's medical service plans that I can use a doctor in 3 months.
Oh yes.
So I got to go talk to the government and be like, hey.
Oh, I thought that's like where you were trying to live, and I was like, that's so confused. I'm yeah, okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
One last question coming in from Alex Watson. Have you been allegedly yet?
Nope. Got a lot of work to do. I don't have time. I honestly don't have time to be high.
Yeah. It's also you're staying with your dad.
A lot of shit to take care of.
It's not fun to be high with like when you're staying in a guest room, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, so it's like I've never been like there's no space to be in charge of vibes right now. And weed is very much a vibes thing.
Yeah.
I have too much on my plate. I have to be very square. I have to be boring bets.
Yeah, because once the stream launches, that's sort of off your plate. That'll just be cooking along, and we'll just be sort of growing for a while, which is nice. And then you have to find an apartment, set your life up, all that sort of figure out how your wife can get into the country.
Yeah. I've got a lot. And then other stuff.
So fucked. Well, guess what, guys? Chris Betts, let's all tune back in 4 months when Chris Betts has done all of that, and I assume we'll just be violently drunk for about a week.
It's going to be so good. Fuck, I can't wait. I can't wait till so much of this is off my plate. Fuck.
I cannot wait when you have your own apartment and a bunch of the stuff that we've discussed on stream and off are all sort of somewhat resolved. I assume what it's going to be. It's going to be very similar to. You remember that week where you were like streaming 6 days a week, and you just messaged like one Sunday 10 minutes before the stream, and you're like, oh no, it's like right after you're like, I have to take the rest of the week, and it was like goodbye, and it was just like, I feel like that's what it's going to be. Is it's literally just going to be like you'll emerge from a hedge, you'll be like, good day, and then just a Asian man with an eye patch holding a handgun will be like, Mr. Betts, and you'll be like, Steven. Pardon me, and you'll just get into a car and just disappear and be like, where's Chris going? I'm like, I think he's going to smoke opium for 6 days, and he'll just come back like lighter and thinner, just a little bit like a touch of a scab by your right. What happened there? And you'll be like, yeah, like it'd be like it was like, you know what happened, but you're not sharing.
Yeah. It's going to be so good.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Alex Watson is back as our live mod. So, Alex, who would you like us to raid this fine day? Alex Watson. Let's find out who you'd like us to raid. Ladies and gentlemen, please spread the word about the launch. All of that sort of. I don't have Twitch up. It's loading. What in the hell? All right. Well then. Ashley Manning is currently live. Someone we've. My gun is huge. I love my gun. I love reading my gun is huge.
My gun is huge
because I love. Let me tell you, this thing's weird. He always sends a nice thanks DM, and I love a thank you. I love sending a thank you DM, and I love, you need some marketing copy to share. What are you, fucking nerd, corporate boy? Well, Ashley Manning's in charge of corporate. I'm bestowing. Okay, Ashley Manning, tomorrow, here's what you have to do. Okay, good. Alex evidently is on that. Did you know that we had corporate copy, Chris?
I don't think we do. I think Alex just decided she'd do it, and I'm for that decision.
Fair. You know what? As the captain of this ship, who rarely is driving it, but it just has a big hat. I also
Classic
support
captain.
it. Certainly is. Yeah. So we're gonna raid My Gun Is Huge.
Cool. I mean, I don't have anything to raid. My channel's not going.
No, I know I'm doing. If someone could raid from Ashley's account, I'd be your best friend. And of course, the raid messages. Join us for our mega stream next Sunday, starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for watching.
Can you believe how quick this went?
Yeah, man.
I mean,
2 hours. I didn't think. I thought we'd do maybe 90. And here we are.
I always did. I don't know how that happened at all. I don't know how that happened even a wee bit. But I won't be back tomorrow. Maybe I might pop in if we're just hanging out at the house. I might pop back in.
Cool.
But
I mean,
assume I'm not.
You got to see your friend.
I know. Chris, you know this from when my uncle died and I almost did the stream.
Yeah.
And you had to be like, sometimes you have to let go, buddy. And I was like, yeah. And I walked around a reservoir and ate the best curly fries I've ever had. And I wanted to fight some people.
Guys, if you want a surprising experience, have John thank you for convincing him not to work.
That's
Never
very
happens.
weird. It's very weird. Did it just raid? What the hell is going on?
Should be rated. Let's see. Let's see what My Gun Is Huge's channel
Absolutely
is doing
has.
right
It absolutely has. Ladies and gentlemen, Chris and
Beauty.
Ashley will be here tomorrow. I'm out. I'll see you in hell.
Take care, guys.